Oh, yeah, that's great. Then yeah, I will start my summoning. It's only 62. So I don't know how much I'll be getting out of it. But yeah, let's go for it. I got a Lego from the start. And I got a Rick on the first pull. I don't have to pull anymore. I got a Rick on the first pull, mate. I don't have to pull any. I don't have to do anything more. I'm just going to stop summoning. Now that was a streamer's luck. Do you want me to pull the rest of them as well? Who is this?
Keep the riffraff away.
Hazel.
They don't deserve this power.
She looks good. The animations are good. How does she react? Okay. Deals 100% damage to all enemies upon 4 consecutive team attacks to one enemy. Okay, so she gets a bonus attack. So maybe, but because she's doing speed down and stun, I think we can use her in team 2 or maybe to speed tune the guild boss. I only think about guild boss first, which is not good. But possibly we can use her in guild boss. Inflicting speed down to the target for 2 turns. Apply stun to the main target for 1 turn. It's with a 60% chance to inflict stun on other enemies for 1 turn's cooldown. She is going to be really good in Void Tower. What do you think? Like, let all your champions go. Yeah, upon 4 consecutive team attacks to one enemy. Okay, so that would mean that you have to target one enemy. Right, even if it is AoE, it depends on, it basically means you target one enemy and she will then go in. But I think, will that also include her turn? So she will just go in, if she's the last person, she will just go in and hit, and then she gets an additional turn because she is the one who is, like, you know, doing the 4th turn. Sorry, 4th attack. And applies stun. And also has gotten 60% chance to inflict stun on other enemies, which is really good. What do you say? Do you think that will be a good enough stuff? Do you think, like, she'll be able to do that, or it will be a good thing for us? What do you think? Yeah, that's a pass. So that's a passive. No, that's a trait. Now let's look at. So deals 100% damage to an enemy and heals whichever ally has the lowest health. Healing scales with this character's max health. Oh, so she's a support hero. Okay, so she has an heal capability on her A1. Okay, I don't, because they have not given how much she'll heal, I'm not really certain how she's going to be effective. But she does look good, right? And then heals a team member and removes all negative effects from them. healing scales with this character's max health. So she in this one is similar to, yeah, her base HP is pretty low. It's B. So you will have to work really hard to get her to that base HP. But then she's got A speed, so she's like going to be a fast support. And she's actually meant to CC, I think. So she can go in, hit somebody, and then she will get that bonus turn when she has hit everybody, and then she might stun someone, and then she'll again go and hit someone with the A1 and heal somebody. And her special is like, you know, it can remove the negative effects. So yeah, I think like she will be good in whatever hard, but her base defense is also pretty low, like 548 defense. That's probably because she's fast and she's like a really good support when it comes to support stuff. Okay, so that's a 3-turn cooldown, heals and cleanses for 1 turn. Oh, you have a Dark Hackrin. So heals a team member based on the amount of this character's max health, applies max health up to the target for 2 turns. Ah, it's just 1 target. Okay. Her ultimate is pretty meh. I don't think her ulti is good enough. I'm not happy with her ultimate because because that's not a hit. And you want 4 consecutive hits, then you need to use her A1. And since her A1 is also healing, and possibly healing for the same amount that this one is healing, so I think like we can essentially lock her ultimate out and just use her A1. Her basic ability, that's it. No need to use her ultimate at all. Yeah, so I think like if her ultimate was also like used for hitting someone, then it would have been good. But yeah, so she's just a kind of like, I would say, a budget Mythacia. So if you don't have Mythacia, you can use her, and because she also has got that trait to stun someone, apply speed down, I think it will be good. She will be good to an extent, but yeah, she's just a budget Mythacia. So that's she too is here is Rick.
I will become a great mage one day.
I don't know what. This is the second kid that we are seeing, right? The second kid. So that grants stealth for 1 turn at the start of each round, plus 50% crit resistant while stealth. So when they say crit resistance, do they mean that you cannot crit against this champion? I think like they are meaning to say that if you are like with 50% crit resistance would mean like he will resist 50% of the crit, so you have only 50% chance to crit against this champion. And if you have like 100% crit resistance, that is when he's ascended, then I think like he will be able to completely ignore the crit, so you cannot crit against this champion. So his basic is, now this is a good skill, so you have someone with basic skill and applies defense down for 2 turns. Even though it's only 30% defense down, it's a 100% chance. So I think like this is really good. I like this skill. So he can deal up to 130% if marked. Okay, so what is his mark? So that is his mark, Doom Assassin. This character counterattacks against the use of an ability by any enemy affected by Mark of Doom while in stealth state, dealing 100% damage while ignoring defense up, damage reduction, or shield effects on the target. Possibly good against Tulpa. So he will ignore the shield effects and also ignore 100% of the defense up, also ignore any damage reduction. So yeah, so he's going to ignore the defense up. He's only going to ignore the defense up. He's not going to ignore the defense, which is sad. Like, why not ignore the defense? Why just ignore the defense up? Really sad. But yeah, it's still good because he's got only 2 skills and he will counterattack on his, instead of his special, he just has got an additional trait. Yeah, and finally his Shadow Master. So boosts accuracy, deals 150% damage to an enemy, ignores 30% of target defense, and inflicts Mark of Doom. That is good. So basically he has got an inbuilt defense down there, and he also inflicts Mark of Doom. The defeat of an enemy affected by Mark of Doom refreshes this character's ultimate. That is going to be insane in Arena or in Void Tower Hard. Because it does not say that he has to defeat the enemy. It just says that if anybody is affected by the Mark of Doom and that enemy gets defeated or that enemy gets killed, his ultimate gets refreshed. So he can basically place, once you start killing somebody, he can basically place this Mark of Doom on that person, on that guy, on the next champion every single time. It's going to be really good in VTH, I think. Yeah. And also, I think, like, I don't know if he will be good against Guild Boss, because he does have a counterattack and he can place that Mark of Doom on the Guild Boss and just keep counterattacking. But the only problem is that this ultimate will not refresh because Guild Boss is not going to die. Okay, let's look at the last champion. Is that the... Oh yeah, Augustine. Yeah, I'm really excited about Augustine. I'm like, I don't know, because he's got an A attack, he has got an A crit rate. So that looks really good because he has got good crit rate, he's got good attack. Even though his speed is only B, but it's still 101, which is really good, which is better than most Legos. But he's got C defense, so he is basically an attack champion. So he's got very bad defense, just like Jacob. And his health, oh yeah, even his health is low. Yeah, it's just like another Jacob, but he doesn't have as much turns as Jacob. But he can counterattack with this character's ultimate upon taking non-critical damage. I think that is the only champion in the entire game who can counterattack with the ultimate, which is really good. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that they can build a champion that will use their ultimate as a counterattack. But yeah, that's good. But the other problem is that he'll only counterattack if that is a non-critical damage. So he's going to be useful in Void Tower. He's going to be useful against Guild Boss, because these are the only places where you can actually, like, literally get a non-critical hit. He's not going to be good in Arena, but he may be good against tank teams, because I believe tanks would not be able to crit. So yeah, he'll be good against and also I think like Lightwing Zack, because Lightwing Zack is not going to crit. Oh no, his ulti would naturally can cause problems. Okay. Then deals 100% damage to one enemy and applies unhealable for 2 turns. Again, really good. Possibly can be used in Queen if you do not have an unhealable guy. Okay, what is his special? This is really good. Like, special, if it is not a actual hit, then it's really good, you know. So attacks deal 40% damage to light targets and 50% splash damage to other enemies. I'm not really sure how much is splash damage, but this literally means that every single time he hits somebody, he will deal some amount of damage to others, which is really good. So he can, yeah, as I said, he's going to be really good in Void Tower Hard. Really good in Void Tower Hard. I just hope that I can get him. And the next is deals 180% damage to an enemy, removes a positive effect from the target. Really good. So you have another person who can remove positive effects, restores health equal to 50% of damage dealt, and grants a 15% defense pierce effect, max 3 stacks. Awesome, because he's going to counterattack, and he's also going to, yeah, and this is just 4-turn cooldown. Hunter's Blade. So he's going to counterattack against Guild Boss, and this is like a really hard-hitting hard-hitting skill with an inbuilt lifesteal. That's literally like, you know, Guild Boss is going to be hit plenty of time with this skill. And he's just going to heal himself. But he's unfortunately just a single target one, but because of that splash damage, I think he'll be good. Yeah, so basically this is a really good